Good morning and welcome back to the Kaiser Report. You're watching the Kaiser Report today, brought to you by John. I'm here to talk to you about just a few things today, to kick off the weekend, and hopefully everyone will have a great weekend. One of the big headlines today is of course, the death of Putin's longtime nemesis that was in jail in Russia and passed away at 40-some years old. And the media, mainstream media, legacy media, is all on about that he was killed. They say it was natural causes, but we don't know. But I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. We have so much on the plate today to look at that is all not so good news. It's the same old. The border's still wide open. We have a major person down there that's in charge of the medical side of things trying to send fentanyl lollipops on a helicopter ride up to New York. We don't know what that's about, but I'm sure mainstream media will cover it ad nauseum. In other news, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, his estate and well-being is going to be put into a conservatorship after his wife Melinda passed away at, I believe, age 77. Recently, they're concerned with Brian's ability to manage his own estate. So there are people that have petitioned the courts to get conservatorship over his holdings. So that comes out of California this morning. And he was the founder of the Beach Boys, Brian Williams, and we all know and love some of the work that they did, and still listen to it to today. It's gone through generation after generation. It's good beach music that we no longer get. It's sad what's happened to both Hollywood and the music industry, that we can't produce any longer the things that used to be so worthy to go spend money on. But anyway, let's see what else is going on. There's a heavier police presence needed for large events after the Chiefs shootings. They say this morning that Taylor Swift has donated $100,000 to the victims of the shooting during the Chiefs parade in Kansas City that went awry because of a personal vendetta with a shooter. Well, in Florida, a woman ordered through DoorDash her taco meal. By the time it got there and was left on her doorstep, a raccoon beat her to it and absconded with her entire Taco Bell meal from DoorDash. And that made local news down there. But if you live in a community like I do, I live out here on a farm, and we have raccoons that will constantly raid anything to eat that they can find. Usually it's my bird feeders that suffer as a result of them, and even though Kaiser tries to keep them down, he manages to keep the squirrels out of it, but the raccoons are coming in at night, as well as possums. So this can happen if you leave food out. It could disappear, which it did in Florida. And there is a raccoon running around Florida right now that's a Taco Bell lover. Yo quiero Taco Bell. iPhone users, don't forget to do this before Friday. Now, I don't know what they're coming out with to tell you to do with your iPhone now, But with the amount of fraud that's going on, when you get these emails, be very, very careful. Apple has customer service departments that are set up to answer your questions. And before you do anything that someone on the internet tells you to do with your iPhone, whether you think it's legitimate or not, give Apple a call and say, is this a fact or is this a fraud? Because they have ways now of making you do something with your phone that they can hack into it. Speaking of hacks, it came out that Prudential has suffered another hack, and most all information such as your driver's license numbers, your social security number, banking information, if it's insurance policies, your designated receiver of funds, and their information is going to be in it. Not to mention if they have a automated payment system in there, their banking information is in there. So that's Prudential. That's a pretty large deal to have to swallow right there. And it's the second time that Prudential has been hit by hackers, which they've said in the past they closed that gap. But obviously they haven't. Fraud is on the rise, and you need to protect yourself. So don't answer strange texts. If somebody texts you that they're your bank or the IRS or any of these institutions that you may be doing business with, pick up a phone, phone them, ask the people that you're dealing with, is this true? Do I need to do something? And they will 9 times out of 10 anymore tell you, we didn't send that. The fact that they can stand behind you in a grocery line, if your phone is visible to them, your information can be extracted from it. Make yourself aware of your surroundings at all times. If somebody's pushing close or somebody that you don't know is sending you an email to tell you that you've won this or won that, or you've won money, or we have money found that belongs to you, don't open it. Call again to the organization that they're pretending to be, and you'll find out that it's not really them, in most cases. Let's see. Interesting thing that I read this morning that I'd like to bring to you is the Bog Man story that came out of Denmark. They have found quite a while ago a human remains in a bog, a peat bog, where they were digging peat. They found this human remains that was very well intact, almost mummified because of the bogs. And they've dated it back to 5,000 some odd years old. And they continued to research through DNA and various other aspects of this. They found him in the bog with a wooden club, and his head was severely damaged, probably by that club, and left next to him. And he went away. So they have determined now that he was one of the first migrants to enter into the Denmark area 5,000 years ago, or over 5,000 years ago. So there was movement across the European continent and people moving around to find probably greener pastures or better places, but it would indicate after their investigation that whoever found this wandering minstrel didn't like him and clubbed him to death and left him in the bog. But this came to light, and it was on some news media this morning. Whether or not they'll carry it any further or give us any more information on it, I found it extremely interesting. Missile fire targeted a ship in Yemen and the Red Sea. It was likely fired from the Houthi rebels. Who else is going to be doing that? We know that the Houthi rebels are fired on our ships. We know that they're fired on merchant marine ships, and they severely curtailed the shipping of needed goods for the European market and our market at the same time. I know that Maersk lines have not or will not ship through there any longer. We need to get some diplomacy under our cuffs and get this thing straightened out and let the Suez Canal operate as it should be. But it keeps it's the gift that keeps on giving, the Houthi rebels and their rockets and missiles. Where are they getting them from? Oh, that's right, it's Iran. The other thing that boggled my mind listening to several people talk about this is the fact that Chuckles the Clown Schumer and his buddy are going to take the Ukrainian winnings from their thing onto a plane and hand deliver to Zelensky this $61 million or $1 billion that they've shoved through the Senate. Whether or not it passes in the House is of no consequence to them, because they must think that it's already passed, because they're making plans to load up a pallet of cash and deliver it. And McConnell, to go along with this, I believe, is a tragedy. They jammed this thing through with absolutely no help for our own border, and we're going to hand deliver now to the thieves that are in the Ukraine $61 billion of money we don't have. And the only one that's raising the red flag on this at all is Rand Paul. I listened to him yesterday speak to whoever was listening in the Senate about this travesty, and it's like no one cares. We need to start caring. We need to get together as citizens of this country, tax-paying citizens of this country, and put an end to this nonsense that's going on. We don't have the dollars to be sending anyone right now, because it has been misappropriated, mishandled by this government that has the purse strings of our tax money and the ability to print money, which is destroying our dollar. Whether or not this is a push to go to a digital currency or not is beyond my understanding of even why you would want to do that. Well, I'm sure they have valid reasons, but it's not funny. Rand Paul has made a lot of great points. He is way up there in my estimation of a good politician. We have many in there that are. Not all of them are working on your behalf, though. You know, we here in this state have a congresswoman and a Senate woman that do a great deal for not only the state of Tennessee, but for this country. And they should be listened to. Rand Paul should be listened to. Chuck Schumer needs to go home, and the people in New York need to stop putting him back there. There's something going on somewhere behind a curtain that we're not privy of, and it's not good. Let's see. Not a whole lot more going on. But on the good side of things, they're saying that the seniors will be entitled to some kickbacks in 2024. We'll see. Missile targets ships off Yemen, we talked about. This will continue until we stop Iran from arming these people. They are arming the terrorists that want to destroy our country and our service people. It needs to come to a stop. Kate Spade is having a massive outlet sale for President's Day. So if you're looking for some Kate Spade shoes, purses, whatever, go to your outlet stores or go online, because President's Day is the day to do it, according to our merchants. Let's see. That's pretty much all that's going on right now with regard to news across the nation. But we're in the Lenten season, and hopefully you've all decided to reflect, give up something, and go forward with your religious possibilities right up to Easter Sunday. Don't forget Palm Sunday the week before. But other than that, there's not a whole lot going on weather-wise. There's some nasty rain and wind that came through here the other day and headed up the coast and turned into snow, I guess, for the New York area and Boston area. But it's remaining in the 40s and 50s here today with rain on its way again, I believe, this evening through all day tomorrow. So it kind of put a damper on me getting out with my hopes of getting out with the camera and bringing you some sights around Appalachia this weekend. But we'll see. It's still a possibility. I might get up to the dam today and see what's going on with the lakes and see how high they've risen because of all the rain we've had. The creeks were swollen here, and it ground is fairly saturated, but we've had some 60-degree spring-like days. I noticed the crocus, they're starting to break ground, and we're not done with winter yet. But hopefully it'll be coming soon. And, with that, I don't know if I have much else to tell you today. Again, if something comes up that's worth talking to you about, I'll be with you with a special weekend report. If I do get out to see anything, I will be broadcasting again over the weekend. So if not, it'll be Monday morning, but I'm sure that I'm going to like to see you on Monday morning. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, because the more subscriptions I have, the more content I can bring you, and the more research and more out and about camera work can be done, interviews and things of that nature. We're building here, and hopefully we'll be getting you some really good interviews in the near future if we can maintain this channel. And it's up to you to help me to get to that point. So thank you so much for tuning in. And with that, I'm going to walk on out of here and wish you a wonderful weekend. Bye now.